Hey guys, and welcome to game number 89 out of 100 of my Revenge of the Mack series against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. We've got a big game today. The series is very close, and we're getting near the end. Currently, we have a 3-game lead, 45.5, 42.5 going into today, so a lot at stake. BestBot opens with a 4, and I'm pretty happy with our opening rack here. ADGIMO blank. We should be bingoing, have to imagine. I do see some bingos, none of which are all that great, at least to start. I see ideogram, which would play through either the R or the E of a 4. I see a midogen through the E. I'd love to play something ending in the E to get to the triple, although I don't see it immediately. Almost gammodeme, but I would need another E. Doubt there's anything through the F, maybe through the A worth looking at too, or possibly a 7. This is a rack I'm going to spend a little time on. I see Marigold as well through the R, which might be the best thing I've seen so far. I think it's higher scoring than anything through the E. Doesn't really have any positional liabilities, puts only consonants next to bonus squares, which is good. So that's the best thing I see so far, but I'm going to just go through the alphabet here, guys. Look for any 7s I might be missing, although I don't actually see a single 7 with this rack, which is a little bit surprising, but it's possible it's just one of those where it feels like there should be a 7, but there isn't. Then the last thing I want to check, like I said, is just any 8s through the A or better 8s through the E, but I am really not seeing it. Yeah, I just see a midogen and ideogram through the E. Like I said, neither of which are all that good. So yeah, I think we're going to go with Marigold here just for lack of any clearly better options. And hopefully I am not missing something. But okay, we're off to the races, and a decent post-bingo draw here. I don't think we'll bingo again. The second N is pretty annoying, although the rest of our rack is actually quite solid here. EHILNP, all pretty good letters. Nothing too clunky there. Good scoring, good bingo tiles. So hopefully we'll have a decent option, although like I said, the second N is a little annoying here, and we'll try to get rid of it. Quayage, nice play, 40 points. And I think I'm probably going to want to just play Hin or something next to AGE. There this spot here with HM, but I just don't see any good moves there. I don't want to play like Pet or something that doesn't get rid of an N. Keeping ILNN is pretty bad. And Hin here scores pretty well. It's 25 points. ELNP is pretty decent leave. Another option that might actually be slightly better is I can play Phenol here. A little counterintuitive just because it doesn't put the H next to HM, which would score seemingly more. And this does only score 23, so it's a bit less for sure than Pet or even Hin. IN, though, definitely better leave than INNL. Possibly better than PLEN. Like, PLEN is one of those leaves where it's fine, but it's just a little awkward. Like, PN doesn't have great synergy. So Phenol, another option for sure. I don't see anything next to OLD of Marigold. I'd have to start with like PIE or HIE or NIE. I don't see any way to do that and get to the triple. Anything here? I guess there's also Penny for 25. That's also a reasonable move, keeping HL, which is not a bad leave. This does open a little bit more for the bot, and I'm not going to be up much, so I don't really want to go too far out of my way to play defense, but all else being equal, I'd prefer not to float an E and an N in wide open space, so this seems marginally, if at all, better than the other options on equity, so I would elect for one of the more defensive plays of either Phenol or Hin. And Hin does feel a little stronger defensively, takes out this overlap spot, restricts the floaters in Marigold even a little bit more. Phenol also makes this top triple a little harder to hit because now words ending in S can fit there with M's. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Hin. ELNP is fine. I mean, it's slightly awkward, but you know, PL has good synergy. It's a decent mix of bingo and scoring tiles. I think it's fine to just play slow here, keep this board tight, and wait and see what the bot does. If I draw another vowel or two, this rack is going to be in perfectly fine shape. So, yeah, interesting turn here. A lot of choices, but I think the fairly pedestrian choice of hand is perfectly fine here. Sometimes the most boring plays are the best, although that is not a boring draw. I'm not sure it's a good one, though. JLX. So now we go from possible bingo leave to, unfortunately, going to have a tough time, especially after The bot's bingo of Weed Line for 86. And yeah, I'd love to get rid of a lot of this stuff. Now that I'm down a little bit, I'd like to be playing more for a bingo. I think I gotta just play Gel here. ENPX is actually pretty good. And this at least gets rid of 3 of my clunky tiles. It scores 20 points, creates an opening with Jello or Gels. Unfortunately, I don't have either of those tiles, though, so I don't love that. There's 5, or actually 6 O's and 4 S's left. Also a Y for Jelly, let's not forget. But yeah, I think that's probably better than something like Plex. I just do not really want to keep the J. EJLN feels much more awkward to me than EXPN. Like, EXP has very good synergy. Maybe I'll draw into like Exponent or something, who knows? But yeah, this just feels better to me. I'm going to go with Gel and hope for some vowels and hope for a good draw. That is not too bad. Got Expend on my rack or Extend. We're down 34. That's not a massive deficit by any means. Certainly surmountable. No blanks left, so the blanks gone early, but that's fine. There's still 4 S's. The S's are probably going to be key for Marigolds. That's the best bingo line on the board right now. I guess Jello or Gel is a pretty good bingo line. All right, acute. I'm happy to see that, although that does take an R for cuter. I think it takes an S for acute. I got to think about that. Shoot. I think that's a word, though. Like an acute angle, I think that takes an S. Either way, I think X is 4. Well, actually, wait a minute. I have next. No, I don't. I have XC is not a word. What am I doing? I was about to do this. I got so distracted by thinking about whether acute takes an S. I almost just played XE. That would have been pretty embarrassing. Yeah, okay. So X does seem kind of forced after all that. I mean, it's 41 points. Pent is a perfectly good leave. Scores. Yeah, I think we got to do this. I mean, there's just nothing comparable as far as equity goes. Okay, on Adept, is that going to go down? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think it plays, which is too bad. Wow, gutsy play, although it does score 41 points, so I guess that makes sense that the bot would do that. It's not going to really help me. I presume I'm just going to play something like Pod through that W to score and try to open a little bit. Let me just make sure I'm not missing a spot for unadept here or missing some sort of 9 or anything, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. So I guess Paw. Do I consider unwed here to get rid of the U and keep Pat over Nut? It's close, actually. So unwed is 6 fewer, but APT is certainly a little better than NUT as a leave. Tough call. Both create multiple bingo lines, which is excellent given my deficit. This would create a line on row 15 with the D as well as down column B. It's just it's hard to tell whether it's worth 6 points. Like, it's the kind of thing where if it were 3 more, I would definitely play Unwed, and if it were 10 more, I would definitely play Pod. But I can't really decide which one I like better. I think I might go with Unwed, just because the thing with Pod I don't like positionally is it makes it easier for the bot to overlap this A of Ways, which would kill both of my lines and score. Unwed makes it harder because then it would have to go vowel in the middle. The U's also a trickier tile to overlap. So I think I like this positionally. And APT is going to leave me a lot more flexibility than NUT, especially on racks where I don't bingo, which is going to be the majority of the time, unfortunately. Yeah, I think this is better. It's very close, though. 6 is a bit to give up. I do acknowledge that for sure. Could also play Wood, keeping a nice relief, although it's 9 fewer points and it doesn't open the line down the B column that Unwed does, which I think could be useful for me in the long run. So yeah, I think we're going to play Unwed here. Questionable turn, but I think this is right. Yikes. That was not a good draw. And the bot manages to overlap anyway. So that did not go well. I purposefully played Unwed over Pod because that was supposed to not happen, but so be it. I wonder if I have, like, anything... Are there any words here? Almost like Aconite. That would be nice. I might just have to play Coapt. I'm still only down 70. This is definitely not panic territory or anything. 1 bingo and I'm back in this game. And there's still like 5 R's and 3 S's. And this acute hook is still looming. Yeah, I think we just play Coapt. The pool is reasonably constant heavy. AAI is not a good leave, but A little concerned about 5 more eyes left, but I certainly could produce a bingo with a good draw. And the score is 30 points, and I do need points after the bot's last big play. Yeah, cheat was a really bad case scenario for me because it scored well and it killed 2 bingo lines at once in a way that's really hard to reopen. So not happy about that, but yeah, I think co-opt here looks pretty good. I mean, do I ever play Kawadi actually to save? Maybe I play this. Yeah, save a consonant actually. I think this is better, especially with 5 eyes out, guys. Yeah, this has got to be right. There's also nothing that can crush me next to the I. There's no Q or X. The worst thing is a K, which wouldn't be great, but yeah, I just don't want to keep AAI with 5 eyes left. Like, if I draw another I, I'm just really in a world of hurt, and that's fairly likely. Yeah, I don't love AAP, but I dislike it less than AAI. I don't mind the 2 A's actually that much. There's only 1 A left, so that's not really my concern. But having a vowel overload is more of a concern. So, all right, we're going to play this and hope for a good draw. Well, I'm glad I at least played Kawadi because I drew 2 eyes. I would have had 3 eyes if I had played Co-opt. Having 2 eyes is bad enough. Okay, bow for 20. That's a little ominous. That's a pretty short play for the bot to be making that quickly with a lead. I feel like it's probably close to a bingo. 3S is still out, which is kind of good for me because I'm probably going to need one, but I'm also thinking the bot's probably got at least one of them, which is not good news. I'm down though. I can't be paranoid here, guys. Like, I can't start blocking. I have to just hope it like doesn't have as strong a rack as I think it does, or that it like drew poorly and missed its fish. I can't afford to place defense here. I'm down 63 points with a crummy rack. So the question is then, what do we do? I'm leaning towards. Wow, I almost just played another phony too. What is wrong with me? I almost was about to just say play PETA here, but that makes AP. Gosh. Yeah, I like don't know my twos today. What's going on? I almost played XE before, and now I almost just played AP. Goodness gracious. Okay. So let's not do that because I don't want to score 0 here. That would be extremely toxic to my winning chances. Ami here. Don't love putting an A there, although the bot almost certainly doesn't have a Z. So again, maybe that's not that big a deal. Is there anything that I can actually do here? Matt, that keeps 2 eyes. That's not happening. Nothing great. Yeah, it's a surprisingly awkward rack. I don't have a 6 starting with Bop or Boa or Bot. That would be ideal, of course. I think we might want to play Aim down here. It's a few less points than playing with Chi, but it doesn't give back a big scoring spot, and it also opens another line, which could prove useful for me down the road. Yeah, I think I want to go with Aim. Also, like, if I think the bot's fairly likely to have an S, and this does at least stop him some immediate 7s with marigolds. That would really put me in a bad spot. So, like, playing some short-term defense and long-term offense can be good when you're down if you think your opponent's closer to a bingo than you. You just can't start, like, really aggressively shutting down the board when you're down for obvious reasons. But yeah, I think I'm okay with Aim here. I think I'd go with Aim over Ami just because I have another I. The M is a better bingo line than an I is there, most likely for me in the long run. Yeah, very tricky turn. I also want to save time. I see him down to 7.5 minutes. I don't want to be pressed for time in the end game if it does get complicated, which hopefully it does because that would mean I make a comeback. This play is very uninspiring, but I'm just not seeing anything I like better, so I am going to do it, and I know I keep saying this, but I could really use a good draw. I did not get a good draw. Wow. Duplicate I's again, duplicate P's and a K. I mean, it's not the worst draw, but with a deficit like this, it's definitely not what I was looking for. Close to like Pepita or something. I have Keepa, K-I-P-P-A, and Monster is probably going to just about seal it. Yeah, the bot was going to bingo regardless of what I did there, I have to imagine. And yeah, this is not great. Just after my opening bingo, I just couldn't get anything going this game. I guess we'll play Peaky here, actually. It's probably better than keep us to the S of Monster. I just to leave that line open, but it's going to take nothing short of a miracle to come back here. Probably 2 bingos or somehow like bingoing and catching the bot with VVZ at the end, which I doubt it's going to walk into. But yeah, this seems about as good as I'm going to do here. Yeah, all right, I'm going to just go ahead and play this. And do I have something here? Updater? No, it can't be spelled that way. Outdrape is not a word. Don't think I have anything. Yeah, it's been a tough last couple of turns, and Tarns does not bode well. It's probably got the last S. Yeah, I did not get an S this game, which, certainly not to make excuses, but that did not help because there were a lot of big S hooks here with marigolds and gels early on. So, yeah, not getting an S this game was certainly not helpful, but yeah, even aside from that, I just needed some better tiles early on. Although, I mean, maybe do I still have some outside chances here? Like, hold on, do I have a 6? I'm down 110. Yeah, I probably can't win. I'd need a massive bingo. The bot probably didn't have any vowels with Tarn, so hopefully it drew like VVZ or something. Out. Do I even have a 6 there? I might not even have a 6. I don't see one, I'll be honest. Even starting with a P or a D or a T or an A or an O. I have a lot of tiles I can start with. I don't see a 6-letter word, period. Wow. So I guess I probably just play dup or something over here. I mean, it doesn't block anything. Seems okay. I don't really know what else to do. I mean, if I play dup and then somehow draw into some bingo and the bot has garbage, maybe I have an outside chance. Pout might be better. Yeah, I kind of like getting rid of the O. I like ADR better than AORT, I think, with this pool. Yeah, all right. I guess I'll do this, but I'm really not loving my chances here, guys. I'll be honest. Do I have something big here with the Z? Almost Zariba. Frivels should take care of all my threats. Yeah, I guess I had Braised with Bob, which wouldn't have even been enough. Yeah, I don't know how I can possibly try to win now. The Bob might even bingo out if I'm not careful, honestly. Like, I probably should just give up here and play Breeze or something. I mean, I'm just down too much. I don't... Is there anything I can fish for? Like, does this ever work? I mean, I can't even draw into Zariba. If there's something to fish for, I'll certainly go for it. I'll look for a minute, but I just don't think there's even anything to fish for here, guys. That won't get blocked. I'd have to draw something in 2 spots, too, because if I only have a thread in 1 spot with the bag empty, it'll just block that. And I don't see how that's going to happen here. Yeah, I think let me just try to at least stop it from bingoing out, because it has threats like Negronis from the N. I guess Breeze is probably fine. Yeah, Res would still allow Negronis, so I don't really like that. Actually, Says should be fine, right? Yeah, sets up the A on the right. That might be right. Are there any possible bingos to the E, though? Let me just check. If E is in the bag, no. G is in the bag, it's just E version or A version. Then Viros, Rendwise version aren't going to fit. Governs isn't going to fit. N is nothing. O, serving, versing won't fit. Severing won't fit. Vinegars won't fit. R, nothing. I guess I'd be looking at this R2 in Monstera, but there's nothing there. An S, overing won't fit. And a V, ignorers, Eringos, organize, don't fit. Then the 7s are Eringos without the E, ignores, ignore regions, nothing fits. Okay. So, yeah, I think this is fine. And we have Badger, which isn't going to fit as an outplay. It plays Vive, which makes sense, blocking Badger to the R of Monstera. So I probably am just going to play Ardeb and Za. I assume the bot is going out if it made that play, but I should confirm. So it has Franz, which Ardeb would block. And it would also block Snor. Oh, it has Sorn and Dan. Okay, so yeah, it's going out, which makes sense. I wouldn't think BestBot would make that play if it didn't have an out. So yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and play Ardeb here, take our 35, and that's going to be that. Oh, Rosin and Marigolds. Okay, even better for the bot. I don't think it would have been worth blocking. Yeah, rough game for us. 437, 349. Again, one of those games where I started out pretty well and then just Couldn't get anything going. So let's run the computer analysis and see what we can learn. All right, analysis is ready. Let's see what it thinks. 1.8 mistakes, allegedly. Okay, that's mediocre at best. I've been getting pretty poor ratings, but let's see if these are really mistakes or just strategical disagreements. All right, BestBot opens with a 4. It prefers ideogram here, so there's no bingos I missed, just ideogram and marigold in the mid-gen. Why is it like ideogram there over marigold here? To me, marigold looks safer. Here, I guess this O isn't that big a risk. You're opening an E? Yeah, I don't really understand why ideogram is better than marigold here, but allegedly it's a small mistake. I don't personally feel that's a mistake, but okay. Plays Quage. Oh, shucks! Okay, I totally missed that. Wow, that's a I don't think I've ever seen that extension. I mean, I know the word, obviously, it's an 8, pinafore. But I don't think I've ever seen that played as an extension to a 4. I've seen a lot of extensions, but a 4, I guess, is just not a very common opening play. I never even thought of extending it. That is a wild play. Okay, yeah, that's a very legit medium mistake. I mean, that's almost a large mistake. It's 14 more points. I would actually have called that a large mistake, honestly. I feel like medium is generous. I wonder if is another mistake. Did I miss that again on my next turn? Okay, I didn't miss it here. Did I miss it on my next turn? No. Did I miss it on my next turn? No. Wait, so where are my later mistakes? These are all optimal. It likes co-opt, actually, here. Okay. Why? I mean, I saw it, but oh, Podia. Yeah, I don't think I like Podia. That doesn't open anything. Kawadi can't give back that much. I mean, there's no X or Q left. Yeah, I mean, is the average opponent averages 34 after Kawadi, 30.6 after co-op? That's not that big a difference. And I just feel like keeping the P over the I is so much better for me. I'm fine with Kawadi, honestly. To me, that was not a mistake. Bob plays Bo. All right, it is not a fan of aim here. Although, again, another small mistake. It says PI here is better by 2%? Why? That also feels dubious. I mean, there's a lot of R's left. It's a constant heavy pull. So, like, the two A's are not so much of an issue. Is the M just that much better than the P so I can overlap Kawadi? I mean, maybe, but what bingos am I going to draw that really fit there? Yeah, I'm not sure I really see this. I mean, R gives me Tamari with bot, but is that really a good enough reason to keep a duplicate A and not take the chance to open another line here? I don't know. I feel like aim is fine, honestly. Is it perfect? No, but I think it's fine. The bot unfortunately hits me there, and yeah, Peaky looks fine. Wow, Tarn's keeping RVV? That is a crazy play to make. So obviously it just wants to block Accuter and Acutes. But to keep RVV? I guess the other threats are just so weak, and it feels like if I bingo to like any of the letters in Monster, I can just outrun me, and there's enough vowels. I would just be scared of drawing like FRRZ or something. I feel like I would have exchanged. I mean, this is a crazy looking play to make. I know you're going to be up over 100, but if you have a nightmare draw here and I bingo, and then you can exchange because there's fewer than 7, like that could be ugly. I guess obviously after this though, then I could bingo with like sizings or whatever. Or I can't bingo with sizings. I could bingo with I don't know something for a lot there and overtake the bot. I guess that's the fear. Yeah, Tarns is just a crazy play. I feel like I would have exchanged here. I see the merit of Tarns, obviously. All right, it wants me to play Utopia. That I can kind of see, actually. I mean, it's going to get blocked every time, so I'm not sure it really works. Like, it only scores 18. It's going to get blocked. I'm still down 100. I don't know what I'm going to really draw that actually wins me the game. But it's not like Pout has any great plan either, so sure. I guess Utopia is fine. And the bot just plays here. Wants me to play Brazier. All right, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it's more points. So it's calling this a medium mistake. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, but I guess, yeah, it is 12 more points and it will go out more on my next turn. I wasn't really thinking about playing to that R as much as I should have been, I guess. All right, and the bot plays here. Ardeb is correct, and then the bot goes out with Rosin. Okay. Yeah, so tough game here. Obviously, I mean, to me, missing Pinafore is by far the biggest mistake. That actually I would have called a large mistake, like I said. Then later on, a few things are called small mistakes that I honestly feel were perfectly fine. Brazier was a mistake, but it kind of didn't matter at that point. So don't feel great about how I played this game. Don't feel awful, but yeah, lesson learned slash reminder, guys. Always look for those sneaky extensions, even on words that don't look like they should be logically extendable. But yeah, it's a really hard one to see. Obviously, I should have seen it, so a little bummed about that. But like I said, good reminder. So yeah, the series tightens again. Only up by 2 games now as we head into game 90 on Wednesday. Really hoping for a win in that one. It's going to be a big game, hopefully a good one. You won't want to miss it. So I'll see you all Wednesday for game 90. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the support as always. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.